What did I do? I turned it off. For some reason, I'm trying to adjust it here on the lathe and stuff. Turned it off. Zoom up. All right. So all I want to do is just do a little counterbore on the back side. And I think I'll load on this diameter. Okay, take this 1/4 incher out of there. That's got to be about a 1 inch, right? Yep. Hopefully this will work. Hopefully I can get it to run straight. Don't run that narrow. That running straight. That's running pretty good. All right, I'm going to take a boring bar, go in and do a little counter bore. This ought to work. Could actually just face the whole thing off 100 thou too. Yeah, I'll just do a counter bore. Touch. $10, $20, $30, $40, $50. I was just looking to see if I actually wanted to go 100. I do. 17. I'll go 80. That'll do. And like I say, I'm going to go ahead and go over to the mill. I want to put a chamfer on these. So, or do I want to leave them straight? I think a little chamfer on those would look good. Could set it like that in the vise. Yeah, I'm gonna go do a chamfer on the mill. Wee! All right, we're back over here. I'll line this up on the vise again. Stretch her out and put her down on the vise. Clamp it to the, basically clamping it to the vise, making it hold on to the vise. And we don't want to be zoomed in that far. All right. So we'll go like this. We'll use that same parallel. Is that gonna work? Nope. Won't work because it's sitting down against my bushing. Let's put a taller one in there. That'll work. Someone's sneaking out to get ice cream, no, pizza, out of the freezer. All right, so now chamfer tool. I could just use a little center drill. And come across there going, rump, rump. Do I have one that's broke? The end tip is broke off. That would work just fine. Nope. When I'm looking for one, can't find one. Well, let's look for a chamfer tool then. Great big ones, I don't want a big one. Oh, here's a 1/2 incher. Here's a 1/2 incher, I'll use that. Since that's what the collet size is. And stick that in there. Make sure I got it clamped. Yep. Come out here. I don't want a real big one. I just want just a little bit of a chamfer. All right. Let's see what we can get here. Just a little bit bigger. Lock my Y. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. And then flip it. Oops. Knocking stuff on the floor here. My Molly D, put it away. All right. I have a feeling the second one we did was a little big because I think it was sitting in there kittywampus. Because I just noticed it. I can push down on that front edge. We'll see what it looks like when we get done here. I'm pulling it this way to wipe the parallel clean so there's no chips on it. And then back to where I wiped the parallel clean. That one looks even bigger. That hex very. Well, it's not really detectable by your eye, just by looking at it unless you look at it really, really, really close. All right, let's get back over to the surface plate. Stretch the legs out so on the tripod, and stick that. Got to get the shaft of the displacer in place. I got to get it all the way in here, otherwise I won't be able to get a hold of it. Take needle nose pliers here and push it through. There we go. Now it's sticking out there. Screw that back down in there. What's going on here? I got a chip on there. Didn't want to screw it in, and I don't want to force it. Let's give it a little shot of air. I think it's got some chips or something on it. Oh, naturally. Air compressor's down. I shut it off. Take a Q-tip and wipe around those threads. What was that? That didn't sound good. See nothing on there. It's got to be that I'm just cross-threading it. It's a fine thread. Nope. Huh. I hate to force it. Well, I'm going to take this out because I don't want to wreck it. So I'll take it out. So they're like 6 screws. No big deal. It'll make it easier to put that connecting rod on too. I put a flush head screw down here. I'm not going to see it anyway. But I didn't drill that hole deep enough there for the threads. Probably could have put a washer underneath it. My compressor is dancing around. The rod that I put it in there, oh man, must be 5, 6 years ago. The compressor blew a rod. I went down looking at new compressors, looked at the price, and I go, I'm gonna see if I can fix it. So I pulled it apart and found the broken rod. And I go, well, crap. So I laid the good rod, because it's a 2-cylinder, I laid the good rod on the bench and copied it somewhat, put it in there, it's been working. There's got to be a chip in there or something. I'm going to put the wire brush on the Rebel tool and go around the thread. I got a wire brush on the Dremel. See if that helped at all. I'm going to take that Q-tip, wipe around in here too. Well, I'm going to grab a crescent wrench and see if it'll go in. It doesn't look like it's cross-threaded. It's a 19mm. I'll just grab a wrench here. Let's see if I can't. Don't forget to put the displacer in there first, you dummy. Put it the right way. This is special threads that I made. I mean, they're not, they're bastard threads. That's what they used to call them. What we call them anyway. They're threads that don't match anything in the book. They're just threads. It's going in, it's just dragging though. Like there's a ding or a chip or... It's not going up against. There it goes. Got it up against. All right. So now we can, since we got it out, we can go ahead and put this connecting rod in there, on there. Got to make a new pin and direct the pin taking it apart. So And this could be just ever so slightly squeeze together. Trying to remember what size pin that was. I think I got the material laying here yet somewhere. I think it was this material. I need to cut it, and then I need to grind the cut off of the end because it squashes it a little bit, you know. Squashes it, so that way the pin will slide through there. Maybe. I thought this was the stuff. Maybe not. That's somehow laying out anywhere else. There it goes. It fits in there snug and tight. All right, let's put that in place. Try to do this again. What I did was I put it in place and then, ooh, geez, don't drop that. And then when I cut it, it squashes it a little bit. And it creates it so that it can't come out. Could put a cotter pin in there, I guess, too. I'm going to grind a little point on it. That way it'll help line up. That way it'll help line up the two. The connecting rod and the... You're not even seeing me, are you? Put it back in there. I'm going to screw around and end up breaking that glass yet. Come on. I don't remember it being this hard to push through the last time I did this. But there it is. It went through. So now, when I clip this, it'll leave a little squashed area, so it won't come out. I know, because I had a hard time getting it out. Same thing with this side. You want to do it right up next to the shaft. There we go. And it's not going to come out unless you push it once over and grind it off. That's what I had to do to get it out. So we're back in business here. And now, see, I couldn't get in go in far enough. I still might not be able to. I might have to take it apart and shorten that tube, the glass tube. Say it ain't so. I'll know here in a second, because I got the flywheel on, or the throw disc on there, so I can see if the holes line up at the bottom of the stroke. My fingers don't want to work to turn these screws. There we go. Nope. Where's that Allen wrench? pissing me off now. No, not really. If I got pissed off, I wouldn't be doing this hobby. Just gotta work at it. It's for relaxing, not for coming out and getting all bent out of shape. If you can't get it, walk away for a while, have a cup of coffee, think about it, come back, and usually, for me anyway, usually it works. Like I say, it's supposed to be a relaxing hobby, not a hobby that, you know, gives you stress. I had enough stress in my life. That's why I retired. Get away from that stress. Yeah. I do miss the people out there, out where I work, though. There's no getting around that. They're like your family. You know, you spend a lot of time through 48 years of, you spend a lot of time with them. All right, I'm just going to put these 2 in, or these 4 in on the sides here, and then I'm going to flip it over and see if I got enough room. All right. So we put the rod up here, and no, we don't. So I need to either shorten the rod, this rod, or come in here and cut that glass tube. I could shorten that rod by just moving the hole, moving this hole up, moving that hole up, and then grind off the end. And that's probably what I'm going to do, because it has to go, I don't know if you're seeing it in there. The rod has to go by the center of this. I mean, I could turn the throw hole around here. It's got to go like that. Or am I all wet? I might be wrong about that. Can't get my fingers to work in there. Where's my needle nose pliers? Oh, it's so close. It's because that glass tube is just a little too long, is what's going on. That glass tube is a little too long, it's going out and hitting the end. Or I could make the outside tube longer. Whichever one. I would vote for making the outside tube over. And make that just a little longer. What if the other one's the same way? Or make the modify that rod. I'll have to stop right here and think about it. But I am thinking that this outside tube is only held in there by some little bit of RT.
That was easy.
No, it wasn't easy. Dumb button. It's only held in there by some RTV sealant or whatever it is, high temp sealant. So it should be fairly easy to get out. Take that out of there and then make it about 50 thou longer. Because it ain't much. 50 to 100 thou longer than what that tube is right now. Darn it. I got plenty of tube. It's not like I don't have enough tube. That's the big stuff. Here's a big one I got a big one the ends broke off on it. If I clean it up, if I'm lucky and clean it up, I can cut it off and put that in there. I gotta decide. I should just go to the other one and see if the other one is the same ways, so that if I need to make them both. Let's do that. I'll go ahead and put the second one here together and see how that one goes, and see if this one is, because it's hard to get these tubes. I mean, right to the exact length. For me, anyway, it's hard to do. I measure up and draw a line on it, and then I take my diamond file and lathe and cut it off. But darn it. All right, well, I'm going to cut away. I'm going to get the rod on this one and see how this one goes. And then I'll be back.